I self-taught myself how to speak English. I'm still gonna make mistakes, but is that gonna stop me from going to my boss and ask for what I need to ask him for? Today, I just want to tell you my story about how I learned English because yes, it took me about 3 to 4 months to understand it, but it was a longer process. And now I'm just looking at myself and I'm just like, wow, I cannot remember the time where I did not understand English, right? That moment is, I just cannot even comprehend it because I'm just like, but my journey wasn't easy. It wasn't without any challenges. That was actually the hardest part of my life. So today I want to talk about my journey. I know some of my students always ask, "Oh, teacher, how do you learn English?" Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, "Oh, you have to watch my videos." Some of them try. But but in any case, I wrote some notes on my iPad. But mabese mete ti Kreyòl la dan tou pou ou même tout ou ka tout kompren. I came to the US when I was 14 years old. Did I know some English before? Yes, because how did I start school at a level 3 ESOL? However, living in Haiti, thinking that you know some English is vastly different from coming to the US and you realize, damn, I actually don't know any of this. So it's like I could understand English when it was written, but then when it came time for me to actually understand it when it was spoken, that's when I had most of my issues. When I first started, I went to class and then my teacher was like, "Who are you?" And I said, "I'm fine." I just did not understand. Like, it's like when it was spoken, I was just like, why do I not understand those people? I don't know. When I started school, I realized, oh shoot, I needed to pass my classes. So then I was just like, nobody's gonna stop me. I'm gonna put myself into this. I was reading Tikomic, right? I was reading cartoons and I was obsessed with the language. It didn't matter. Like, inte obsédé de langage la. I didn't care if I didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? I watched cartoons. I became a baby again. I literally became a baby. Every day I would come back from school. I don't even remember if it was like the FCAT because I'm from Florida, but I was practicing reading. Like my teacher, my ESOL teacher, she did not play that. Every day I had to read passages. And then the more I read, the more I started to understand. Every time I tried to speak English, it's like I was thinking in Kreyòl and translating. It was just weird. Like it was a very weird experience. But when I tell you, it's really amazing to think about where I started. I was just so afraid of speaking. And then over time, it's like the light started to come into me. And then I was just like, oh, I can suddenly understand what Rihanna is saying in songs now. Like whenever I don't even want to think about it because like I told you, it was a very, very dark period in my life. Like I went to school and the kids literally made fun of me. I came home and I was just like, I do not want to do this anymore. And I'm sorry if this triggers anybody, but I was, you see, like I got to a pretty low point in my life learning this language, but I persisted. First of all, it's just so crazy because I knew enough English to do all the work that the teachers were giving me and I could write it. It was just like speaking it and I just could not speak it. Mind you, when I was in Haiti, this is one thing that I used to do. When I was in Haiti, I used to listen to Nicki Minaj. I used to listen to Rihanna. I used to memorize their songs. So that was the first step for me when it came to learning English. I knew how to rap like Nicki Minaj, but I don't even know. I was just rapping. I was just like, I wish today will rain all day. Maybe that's the time to think away. I don't even remember everything. Try to forget, you know, I learned. So that was how I started to learn English ever since I was in Haiti. I was okay. I had like a basic level of English. Like I understood what is your name, and my English teachers, they used to like me because I was on it, baby. I was on it. So it was like the very base level of English. But then when I came to the US, I was just like, damn, I thought I was gonna fit right in. If I were to say the best way to learn English, the best way to learn English is honestly to keep exposing yourself to it. Because I did not understand, but I was taking biology. I was writing analogous, homologous. Like I was getting A's. I was getting A's. I started hearing my teachers. I'm like, okay, like I don't understand everything, but my brain started to like get it. Like I could not speak. That's the thing. Because people think when they're learning a language, you're not gonna be able to speak it. You will be able to say "Oh, como estás," but you're just not gonna be able to comprehend it until you have to turn yourself into a baby. Because what happened to a baby, you're gonna realize that when a baby is born, the baby does not speak. And the reason why I think a baby does not speak is because they have to listen to the language, they have to understand the mannerism. You see how they observe you very intently. If you're learning a language, that's exactly what you have to do. You have to listen to what people are saying and see their mannerism and then sound it out the way you hear it. Over time, you're just gonna pick up, because even if you don't understand the language, you still have the visual cues. You see what people are doing. So then you can put two and two together. So then you have to constantly like put the visual, the sound and the audio together. And then over time, you just magically start understanding the language. But what you must do, you must always surround yourself with the language. That's gonna be your first step. You don't understand the music. I was in Haiti listening and rapping to Nicki Minaj. Okay, it didn't matter. Almost like manifestation, honestly. But I'm not gonna go too deep into it. You have to pretend that you understand the language before you can actually speak it. My turning point when it comes to learning English. The reason you see people say, "Oh, I learned a language in 3 months." Like, of course, I could go places in 3 months, but you see, when you're learning a language, there are degrees to it. Because first, you're gonna start to be able to say, "Oh, where do I go?" Da 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 da. That's one. But then after that, you have to be able to have conversations. So all of those things, like very deep, thoughtful conversations, none of those things happened when I first started learning English. You know what I'm saying? So it took me years. Even now I'm still learning. Sometimes I have insecurities and I'm just like, "Oh my God, am I saying this word right?" Because the thing about English that they don't tell you, English is a very I feel like when I learned the alphabet when it comes to French, and I was good. I knew how to read. But English is this language where like you will see one word, it's pronounced this way, tear and tear. Yeah, the pronunciation is what kills me. The bottom line is, I think, yes, you can learn English in 3 months, but then, for you to really, really get it, be able to have deep, thoughtful conversation. Baby, I hear people that have been in this country for 20 years and they go places, but their English can be better. You see what I'm saying? And it depends on your goal in life. If you are trying to be able to communicate, yeah, the basic things you can learn in 3 months. And then after that, what you must do, you must keep on exposing yourself to the language. So that's what I would advise myself if I were to like learn any language again. That's what I do with Spanish. Like I go back, I am always watching telenovelas. So then if you want to learn English, always, expose yourself to the language, the music, and there's different accents, different countries. There are so many nuances. So it was like a gradual, doable thing. The more I put into learning English, the more I got, honestly. And then over time, my English just became better because then I started to dream in English. Like I was asking myself, I was like, "Oh my God, when I can finally dream in English, that's when I will know that I have made it." Yeah, that's how I would know that I have made it. That's the only language that I dream in. I don't even dream in Kreyòl anymore. It's like my life has changed. But even when my life has changed, you guys, I still have my own issues. Like I said, I still have my own insecurities. So sometimes I don't pronounce the words right. Or sometimes I think about how to say it and then, I open my mouth. I don't say it the same way. Sometimes it's little things. Sometimes I miss an S. Sometimes my accent come out. M'komanse pale and then boom, m'komanse pale l'autre genre. Sometimes do that. Like it is what it is. And sometimes the stress, like I still struggle with how to stress the vowel. With that, that's when you have to learn pronunciation and just repeat after the native speakers. English is one of those languages that you have to really repeat after the native speakers because remember, it's all about intonation. It's all about stress the vowels. So it's not like as straightforward as I would say French is or Creole is or that. So you really have to listen to how they like raise their voice, the cadence. But now that I'm teaching English to people and my mother, it's like I am finding new ways that I could have taught myself. Like I'm just like, oh, there are short vowels. I don't know why they don't teach you short. Well, I don't know. Maybe because I started at level 3. Because I'm like, nobody ever taught me about short vowels or nothing like that. Like no long vowels. I just had to figure it out as I went. one thing that I used to do, because you can go on Google. Google has this thing where it can pronounce the word for you. It has both the British and the American pronunciation. So you can always go on there and hear how the words sound out. Yeah, honestly, I still have my little struggles and my accent is still there. At this point, I just don't care about it anymore. I care about my speech. I care about how I pronounce things. I mean, if we can have somebody in the White House that speak the way he speak, like, what's the problem with the way I speak? I just have an accent. But yeah, don't get me, whatever. Yeah, anyways. But yeah, so basically, it is what it is. I do my best. I know when I speak, I try to my best to mind the grammar. I assimilate pretty much. But yeah, that's my story learning English. It wasn't pleasant. It wasn't painful. Or it was a mix of things. But I just feel like English is one of those languages I take pride in, because I actually taught myself. I self-taught myself how to speak English, you know? Nobody, well, I had help along the way, but it was because of my obsession with the language. It was because I really, really wanted to communicate with other people. And speaking a language also take confidence. Like, now I don't care. I'm still gonna make mistakes, but is that gonna stop me from going to my boss and ask for what I need I need to ask him for? No, because baby, this English is going to English every time, and it is what it is. That's my story learning English. And if you want to learn any language, it doesn't matter, because currently I'm learning Spanish. Estoy aprendiendo español. See, I understand a little bit of Spanish. You see what I'm saying? But I cannot have deep conversations and those kind of things. So yeah, thank you for watching, and please like this video and subscribe, and please tell me what language are you currently trying to learn in the comments. Tell me if you already speak another language, because me, I speak four. Oui, je parle français aussi. Yeah. Mais je pense que mon français, le français d'Haïti est un peu différent. C'est que si je vais en France, je pense que je dois apprendre le français de nouveau. Je ne sais pas. Vous pouvez me dire dans les commentaires comment je sound. How do I sound in French? Anyways, yeah, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Please share, and I'll see you next time.